The following is a tag team match scheduled for one fall. Introducing first, the team of Julius and Brutus Creed, American Made.
We're set for tag team action here with the Brothers Creed, who Vic have certainly been making a recent push in the Raw tag team ranks.
They certainly have, and right now you take a look at that tag team division on Monday Night Raw. It's cloudy, it's cluttered. Which team is going to start to separate themselves? Who is going to stand out in championship contention? Who will be the next team to challenge the World Tag Team Champions, the Usos?
Certainly look to find that out right here. Could be the Brothers Creed. They've had some recent opportunities to get a title shot. As Elimination Chamber is presented by DoorDash, the official on-demand delivery platform of WWE. Think DoorDash brought the box?
Yeah, why not? Love me some DoorDash.
And their opponents, the team of Lucian Price and Bronco Nima, OTM.
Well, Vic, this is a tag team both of us very familiar with from down in NXT. Two of the baddest and most intimidating bruisers in all of the WWE. Back once again on Main Event and look to turn some heads one more time.
You know, we talked about Skylar Ray last week. I started to think about the tag team division. I just talked about it's clouded, it's cluttered, who's going to separate themselves. I think if you take outside the box thinking right now, OTM is the team to watch this year in the WWE. You just take a look at what they have, you take a look at the physical attributes, you see how they've grown. They've already had a lot of roller coasters of emotions, a lot of ups, a lot of downs in their time in NXT. They're looking to really stand up and stand out here tonight, and they can knock off a team that's been in championship contention on Monday Night Raw, a team that has held the NXT tag team titles at one point. This would be a statement win for OTM.
Almost looking at the evolution of the NXT tag team division right here from
That's
the
a good
Brothers
point.
Creed
Yeah,
right to OTM. And Vic, talking about the NXT tag team division, they had a recent opportunity. How close were OTM to becoming NXT tag team champions?
Certainly, we're very close. I'm sure they'll have another opportunity down the line because the tag team division, even in NXT, has a different vibe after what happened on Tuesday night. And I'm sure they're trying to fix those gentlemen as soon as they can for everything they've gone through over the last several months. But take a look at Brutus.
Amateur standout Brutus Creed manhandling Lucian Price right now. How often do we see Lucian Price manhandled like this?
Not very often. When you talk about amateur background, Brutus Creed had a dominating record in the NCAA. I don't believe he lost in his senior season. His brother on the other side, also ACC standout at Duke. But they're in there with two guys that just like to ground and pound.
Time for a G-Ride from Bronco Nima.
My.
Lucian Price setting up Julius Creed here, and OTM going to work here on Main Event.
It's not often you hear Brutus screaming in agony, but yeah, you're right. OTM is in control of this matchup. This is what they've been looking to do. This is the impact, the imprint they're looking to make in the tag team division. And how about this? How often have you seen Brutus just tossed
into the cover? And Bronco Nima manhandling Brutus Creed right now. Vic, back in 2025, we saw OTM take a bit of a hiatus, then they returned late last year. How much growth have you seen in this team?
I think they've had a lot of growth. I mean, see where they're at right now here on Main Event, everything they've done in NXT and the way they're going about it, standing next to Joe Hendry, realizing they needed to change their own mentality to succeed. They looked at things a lot differently. They had their eyes wide open, so to speak, with everything that goes on in the locker room. Bronco Nima is pure power. Lucian Price is pure aggression. But the Creeds, they're brothers. They know exactly what to do. They know what each other's thinking, and the door now has been open for the Brothers Creed American Made.
Olympic slam there by Julius Creed, and as we saw in our first matchup with that numbers game from Los Garza, starting to come out here and benefit American Made as Julius makes the tag back into Brutus. And Vic, we've seen some recent action from American Made here on Main Event. It's the likes of Alpha Academy, the LWO, certainly trying to test themselves as much as possible.
I think you have to. And the same thing with OTM. This is a test for OTM. I mean, we used it in the opening matchup. This is an opportunity for both these teams. We're on the road to WrestleMania. The Elimination Chamber's in 48 hours in Chicago. Everybody right now needs to do their best to stand out for all the GMs across the WWE. A nice combination. First that backstabber, then that fall-away slam. Nema's in trouble.
We go into the cover. Julius hooks the outside leg.
You talked about OTM's growth. You're seeing the growth of American Made. You just saw Julius Creed kind of take a deep breath, kind of settle back into this matchup instead of quickly moving and trying to make a tag. He's slowing the pace.
You mentioned who's next to challenge the Usos for the World Tag Team Championships. Of course, we saw American Made in a #1 contenders opportunity recently on Monday Night Raw. Are the Creeds getting closer to realizing their goals?
I think they got to win, right? I mean, they've been there, yes. I think they're inching closer and closer every single time, but at the end of the day, they haven't been able to get over a certain hump. What is that going to take? I don't necessarily know. Only they do. But look at this. The power so close to the tag.
Bronco Nima trying to get over the hump to make the tag. And Julius with a counter only getting 2.
And then right back in. Oh! Nasty landing. Tags made.
And here comes Lucian Price.
And Julius couldn't get to his brother. Couldn't tag in Brutus. Brutus in there illegally. Julius is the legal man. Lucian don't give a damn who's legal. He's taking out everyone.
That animalistic-like energy of Lucian Price looking to unleash here on Brutus Creed. Lucian Price, former standout Division I football, along with Bronco Nima. These guys go way back on the West Coast. There's a tag made once again. And OTM starting to turn the corner here, Vic.
OTM could be closing in, and take a look at this. Tag team continuity, Bronco legal.
Big double team, Bronco Nima into the cover. Oh! And Brutus breaks it up at the last moment.
Well, that was a heads up by Brutus to realize what was going on to break up the count to continue this matchup.
As Brutus now in the wrong part of town, tag made once again to Lucian Price.
Again, Brutus is not the legal member for his team.
Oh!
Just pounce Nima, though, up, over, and out.
He needs to beware of Lucian. And now Price in there with Brutus. But keep an eye on Julius, who sidesteps Lucian Price there.
Julius had some time to get his wits back about him. And now talking to the official.
There's that numbers game playing a role. And Julius Creed now gonna take Lucian. Listen to that.
Did you hear that?
Oh my goodness. As Julius now, tag made to Brutus.
We've seen this in the past.
Here comes step 1. Superplex from the top, and Brutus with the moonsault from upstairs. And that is all the Creeds need.
Here are your winners, American